Today I'm heading to Basalt, a tiny settlement about 100 kilometres northwest of Melbourne. I'm here to meet artist and garden designer Lily Langham at her sprawling 5-acre hilltop property named the Three Chimneys after the ruins here. I also want to discover just how her garden is the creative inspiration for her artwork.
Did a lot of this garden when I was pregnant with my second son. I remember, a couple of weeks before I gave birth to him, I was desperate to get it mulched. So I just mulched it on legs and knees. And, I was glad I did because I could just relax when he was born and just watch it grow.
And was it just a little space that kind of eventually carved out with the drive and the way you were using it, or did you have a big design?
Well, no, it just evolved. I mean, because we were on this hill, there's no flat spots. I was like, I need a veggie garden, and I need flowers. So we cut in and I wanted a moon shape because I didn't want any straight lines. I just wanted to go with the actual lay of the land.
Going with the flow has seen Lily create a garden that is both pretty and whimsical, brimming with gorgeous perennials and grasses.
And then this was the veggie garden and potting shed still. And now it's become the nursery plot, the seed collection.
Nursery plot, so you're propagating a lot of things that you might spread around the garden here.
So I propagate for the gardens that I design. There's about 80% of my own plants.
But I guess if you're designing for people who are in similar conditions, then having those plants are going to work is key.
Yeah, it's fantastic knowing that there's some plants that I've got in so many different spots. So this is one of my first perennial grass garden. I feel like this was my most happiness moment was designing this garden. I mean, there's lots of happy moments, but I really remember getting really involved with the grasses, and I was learning so much while I was doing it, and kind of like all those instincts kind of just came out. And I was like, oh, here, and then I just watched it grow. And it's hardly had any weeds because I used so much mulch. Some of my favourite plants are plants that have got hoils.
Hoils? So that's the way the flowers are arranged around the stem?
That's right. So they come up the stem like that, and they're all like that. And there's so many different plants that have it, but the phlomis is one of my favourites.
It'll remain a feature almost into winter.
That's right, and that's the thing with this garden is I don't cut things back a lot. So I don't do that big cut back early. I leave it really late. Right. So right until, end of August. So because I love the structure of the seed heads and they're just beautiful.
Obviously a planting that all intermingles, but you can still see these independent kind of pops, the echinops and that beautiful Achillea sitting above the other foliage.
Yeah, yep. I've kind of designed this so kind of you're involved in the garden instead of just like looking at it. That's why we've come through, I haven't cut these things back. It's like a big hug. It should be kind of like to kind of hold you within it.
Yeah. Here you got this miscanthus, and then I can see the lilies are about to erupt through it.
Yeah, these are the tiger lilies, and they can seed everywhere and be fantastic. I mean, they're not too bad. I love things coming through grasses.
And it's in the lower reaches of the property that Lily has created the simplest of gardens. I love the way you've basically made a garden with a mower out here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I'm like, once you start mowing and sculpting the grasses, well, this is a garden, really.
It absolutely is. And grasses are one of your passions, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm a bit obsessed with grass. I love grass. I've always have.
So what's in this paddock? This isn't native grass though, is it?
No, look, there is some native grass. There's some kangaroo grass in the lower bit of the paddock. There's so much in here. There is so many animals in here. Yeah. There's so many insects. Right. And this is why I keep it, because I love to watch what happens and observe the seasons.
But it's within the confines of a studio that her artistic creations make sense of what's going on outside. It feels to me like everything in here is related to your garden and related to the same feelings that maybe you're trying to create for yourself out there.
You know, small things that we often don't see. So I use all that to inspire me to create. I just can't stop creating.
Tell me about this. I can see these are operculum, little eucalypt bud coverings.
Yep.
What is the inspiration for this?
A lot of, like with a lot of my work, the sculptural work, it's a moment, like a moment that I've experienced in nature. So this was sitting underneath the longleaf box down in the paddock and walking through the grass and hearing the sound of them popping off. And I was like, oh my God, they're beautiful. They're usually just, you know, disintegrate into the ground. So I sat there for a couple hours and collected them. And so I've put them in a kind of, you know, something to hold dear. I'm doing a series at the minute representing grasslands and the animals that live there. And this is footsteps, actually walking through a grassland, and what's coming up is, you know, the grasses where we tread. Yeah, I've used recycled copper wire to create little footsteps.
What do you love most about your garden?
Oh. Well, I love everything about it. I love the way that I have got so many places to sit where I can be still and I can listen. And I feel that that's a really important thing, is to be able to quieten everything down and just be in that space. It just recharges me. And it's just pure joy. It's like music, that song that just moves you so much. I'm constantly having those moments in the garden.